All right, what is going on, brother? Today I'm going to share with you a diet that I hopped on about a year and a half to 2 years ago that completely changed the trajectory of my body composition, how much muscle I had. Like, look at this, bro. I used to be skinny as fuck. I'll show you how skinny I was. But basically, I want you to understand that this video is just going to make it super simple for you to understand how you can build muscle as a skinny guy. This will also work if you're fat and you're trying to build muscle and lose fat. I can make a separate video for that, but really I want to emphasize here the transformation that I went through, okay? So this is me today here, and like this is just a couple of gym pics. And the diet that I have hopped on contains a lot of meat. And so before we get into it, this is not gonna be a normal YouTube video that you've watched. This is gonna be very simple, authentic, and raw content where you're just getting value. It's kind of like being in a classroom and I'm sharing with you sauce that's actually gonna help you in your life, rather than just sitting in some lecture of like someone teaching you the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, and you just move on and forget about it later in life. And now you're probably thinking like, oh right, Pythagorean theorem, right? Like this is gonna be stuff that like you genuinely think about day to day, and it's gonna make you feel healthier. You can do things and have so much more mental clarity and strength and energy throughout the day. And you're not gonna have these afternoon crashes. Like I have completely got ridden of those, unless I get like 2 hours of sleep. And so I really want you to understand like you can live a life where the food you eat makes you feel good. All the time. And you're not gonna have to worry about even counting calories. I don't do that anymore. I'll share more with you. But yeah, again, this is gonna be unedited, straight value. If you don't already know me, my name is Ben Mills. I'm an online fitness coach, and I just help skinny guys pack on muscle, fat guys lose fat, vice versa. And I wanna share with you some things that I've learned on my fitness journey. My promise with this video is that you will know what kind of diet you should optimize for to build muscle as a skinny guy. This will work for you if you're also fat, but you're not going to have to change your entire like meal to meal unless you have some more serious issues. And let me cover that. All right. So first off, the problem that most people face is they're not intentional with what they're eating at all. If you were handed a plate of Twinkies, would you think about what you're eating? I would hope you would, right? I'd hope you look at it and be like, like Twinkies for dinner as like a meal. This doesn't really seem right. You'd understand that like this isn't going to give you the nutrients you need. You'd understand like this probably is going to make me feel good, right? A plate of just Twinkies. Like what the fuck even is a Twinkie, right? Most Americans, especially Americans, but most people in general, don't really think too much about the food they eat. Even if it's not just like a plate of Twinkies, even if it's just like, some vegetables and some like what looks to be meat, maybe it's tofu, maybe it's like some vegan fake shit. They'll get a plate of like food and they'll just eat it normally. If it tastes good, they'll eat it. And I get it. You want food to taste good, of course. Like the diet that I'm on, food still tastes great. But the thing is, you might not think about the fact that those vegetables were cooked in, for example, seed oils. And you can look this up. If it's cooked in seed oils like canola, grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, even like, olive oil and avocado oil are better. But like for a lot of people, oil can be a problem. Oil can cause cancer, oil can cause heart disease, and give you so many other issues. So you get really bad sunburns from having too much seed oils. You might have never heard of this, and this is why I've done some of this research and come to these conclusions and like theories on my own, because I've done the research and I've experimented enough to know like, okay, this is what really makes me feel good. And other people have these similar issues. Maybe we shouldn't really be eating these. When I was a pre-med at Northeastern University, I was trying to study medicine because I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a doctor or not. Something I learned was that 50% of what students go into medical school and learn ends up being incorrect. 50%. We have doctors out here who are supposed to teach us the highest level of health, how to be healthy. They're supposed to be the leaders in this industry. Most of them are fucking obese. Don't you think there's something wrong with that? I certainly do. How am I supposed to look up to these people who are telling me what's right and what's wrong for my health when they're not even healthy? They're not. Like look up, like I'm not gonna look it up on Google, but if you go look at most doctors and you'll see this, my primary care physician is fat as fuck. And like I try to share with her certain like things that make me feel healthy. And she's like, And like, oh, like I guess I can see that. That makes sense. But like it's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna go on this whole rant. But the intention is key. I really want you to just, if you're going to take anything from this video, please start being intentional about what you're putting in your body. Even if it's not the exact diet that I'm teaching you, be intentional, because it will greatly impact the longevity of your health. Okay? As long as you're intentional, you will be healthier than 90% of people, because most people just get a platter of food on their table and they eat it. And that's it. They just move on. If it tastes good, they eat it. So, as a skinny guy, you can probably come to the conclusion that it's pretty straightforward. We need to eat more food, right? You're small. You take in more food. Where's it going to go? It's just going to produce more stuff on your body. You eat a lot of junk food, it's probably going to produce a lot of junk on your body and like fat and not useful tissue and muscle. So if we want to build a lot of muscle in a very healthy way and have great body composition, we don't need to dirty bulk, like have a bunch of chocolate milk and pizza. Don't eat plant protein. That's bullshit. Seed oils, as we previously talked about, you need to be eating the right foods that are nutrient dense. And what that is, here's my transformation, by the way. Actually, I'm gonna skip this. What it is meat. Meat is some of the most nutrient dense food on the planet, specifically red meat. Bison, venison, lamb, beef especially. Beef's probably the most popular. You'll see burgers, steaks. This is pretty much all I eat for every meal. You don't have to do the same thing, right? What I want to make clear is I would really emphasize these foods in your diet, because you will notice a significant impact in how much your muscle you're able to build, because you're probably struggling with it before. You have protein shakes right after the gym that are just full of like seed oils and maybe like plant protein. And it kind of makes you feel like shit, but you just drink it anyways because it's like 42 grams of protein. You're like, oh, nice. I know what protein shake you're drinking, bro. And like, you think it's working, and it kind of works. You build a little bit of muscle, but it wasn't working well for me. I didn't feel very good. It wasn't until I had a bunch of red meat where I was getting muscle fast. I think as soon as I started this diet back in like 2022, 2023, I gained about 20 pounds that year. Most of it was muscle. I'm still around 9 or 10% body fat, dude. I gained about 20 pounds. That's more than a pound a month. Do you realize how much muscle that is for a skinny guy? Not many guys can have a transformation like this, bro. And you know, I don't want to be like glazing myself too much here, but like I'm really proud of the progress I made. And I want you to understand you can make a similar transformation for yourself where you can get this kind of shredded and have this similar body fat percentage. This is the diet that I have used and that has helped me. So, what are the exact details? Meat, organs, fruit, honey, and raw dairy. Again, you don't have to go full animal based. This is basically based off Paul Saladino. You can look him up on Instagram, and I'm going to showcase his Instagram here, along with a couple other doctors. But this diet was basically designed to get rid of autoimmune issues. My mom has a lot of health issues, and she's experimented with many diets. I've been on vegan diets, I've been on keto, paleo, tons and tons of different diets we've tried as a family because, you know, we care about my mom and we want to like help her with her health issues. And so I just followed along because I was a kid. I was going to eat whatever was put in front of me. That vegan diet, I felt the shittiest out of any diet. I did it for about a year because we were doing it as a family when I was about 16, going to 17. I was losing weight. I was 5'9", 5'10", 115 pounds losing weight. That is so fucked up, dude. And I was going to the gym. I was going to the gym and losing weight. Can you believe that? That's fucked up, bro. And so, I'm not going to get into this whole thing about like plants versus animal meats. You can do the experimenting on your own if you want. But from my experience, a vegan diet doesn't have enough nutrients to really suffice building muscle as a skinny guy. You need an enormous amount of plant protein to even equate the same amount of nutrients that you can get from animal protein. It's basic science. Plants do not want to be eaten, and they often have defense chemicals to prevent you from eating them. They're just like any other organism. And a lot of these defense chemicals can cause you problems with your health. So if you want to look more into that, I recommend you check out Paul Saladino on Instagram, and let's go actually check him out. All right. So that you have like a little bit of an idea of, can I get out of this? Hold up. All right, here we go. Here we go. So this is Paul Saladino. This is who I follow to kind of learn more about the diet. As you can see, he's on a very similar train of thought. So I recommend you do some of your own research, come to your own conclusions. I'm not going to like push you to think any certain way, of course. But you can find a lot of really useful info on what to eat and what not to eat. He makes it very, very simple. He's got great YouTube videos where he goes in depth into like the most minute details of the science behind nutrition and how these diets impact your body. And he even provides research from PubMed and other sources to showcase and prove his points. So it's not just like a doctor like pulling shit out of his ass and saying like, I've tried this is my experience. He has research to back up his claims. So I highly recommend you check him out, because I think you will seriously benefit just from learning, even though from a couple of videos. And he does more than diet. He does like some lifestyle stuff, and I include some of it, but I really love it. And he even debunks certain things here with like, does red meat cause cancer? And like, no, red meat is a health food. And I think I'll probably provide a research article here. Research studies to be protective against cancers. Yep, right here. Go into PubMed. And then he's going to provide interventional trials. Yeah, there's no interventional trials about red meat having harm. Most of the narrative you hear about like red meat being harmful for you is like not real. For example, like cholesterol. I did a paper on cholesterol when I was at Northeastern. And one of the things I found was if you look at the Framingham study, which is like the most quoted article for presenting the point that red meat causes like heart disease and is like not good because your cholesterol will raise. The people who had the problems with heart disease and high cholesterol from supposedly red meat were all like pretty much obese. They were all fat. Anyone who was healthy, meaning they were healthy metabolically, didn't have there was no correlation with the amount of red meat they had and having heart disease. None. Isn't like that would be worth like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, so if I'm metabolically healthy and taking care of myself and I'm not fat or obese, then I won't need to worry about it. That would be good to know, right? That would be good to know. But no, let's just not put that in like mainstream media. This is another doctor, Sean Baker. I think he's much more carnivore based, meaning like he doesn't really include fruit the way that Paul does. But this is another doctor you can like definitely trust in terms of like the carnivore information. And the last guy I want to mention is Anthony Chafee, who I've had the pleasure of meeting a couple Zoom calls with in this group that I'm a part of, and gotten to ask him some questions about this diet. And like, it's just incredible. Even if you're not a skinny guy and you like, you know, you're more bulky, more like wide framed. This guy does rugby. He's fucking like a big dude, man. He's a big dude. His wife is also in a base. Look how fucking healthy these people look. They're like late 40s or early 50s. Look how healthy they look. They only eat meat. It's fucking crazy, man. I don't know how this isn't more popular. His wife is beautiful. That's fucking crazy. Good for my man. Good stuff for my man. Like, bro, this diet isn't bullshit. Like, maybe it will not work for everyone. I get that. But the fact that people come out here and say like, oh, red meat's horrible for you, and like people just happen to have these amazing transformations like I did and like just look the healthiest they've ever been in their entire lives. This was when I was like on the vegan diet, by the way. I think I was like 15, 16, getting onto it. I like look exhausted and like dead. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. All right. So we're going to move on with this, right? So these are some of the benefits, and this is my approach. I do not count calories. A lot of other people who are on similar types of diets where they're with this like chicken and rice every meal, which doesn't even taste very good because you're at the end of it at 10:30 at night. You're trying to get that fourth meal in, and you're on MyFitnessPal counting every fucking grain of rice. You don't have to do that if you get on this diet. The only thing I count, and I basically have it memorized now. I don't even have to like check on like Google how much gram of protein is in this much steak or whatever. I just prioritize the protein. I make sure I'm getting around 1.5 grams of protein per pound of goal body weight, not the current body weight you're at. If I'm currently, I'm like 160 or 162. If I'm trying to get to 170, I will aim for 170 grams of protein for a certain period of time until I reach it. Then I'll set a new goal and eat more. I also eat fruit before and after the gym. So I have like a watermelon juice or some mangoes. Dude, mangoes are so fucking good. That's what I'll have before or after the gym. And that makes me feel great. I get like quick energy. Fruit is a really great source of carbs. What is not a great source of carbs? Potatoes, rice, other types of grains and nuts and seeds that are, again, plants who do not want you to eat them. They have defense chemicals that will cause you problems. And, not everyone will have the same effect from those. Like some people just won't even notice that their stomach hurts, or it might not hurt. Some people will like severely feel the problems and the pain from it, like my mom in my case. And, that'll develop in autoimmune issues and, fuck you up in the long run. But at least for me, like I don't really get issues from when I have grains. So every now and then, because I'm 23, I'll like enjoy life. I'll go get crumble cookie every now and then or cheat on my diet. And for the most part, I'm okay. Like I don't really have my stomach pains all that much. I might have like, a fucked up shit the next day, but like I don't have to worry about that as much as like some other people do. And so if you're really lucky and you don't have to worry about these autoimmune issues and you're like very healthy, just like prioritize red meat. And that's what I'd say. And prioritize this kind of style of eating. And you'll notice the benefits, especially mental clarity if you don't have the carbs. But, you'll still get to enjoy your life and enjoy the meals. I appreciate that this is like a very straightforward and like you don't have to think about the diet all that much. Because at least for me, I just have steak or burgers. I put raw cheese on my burgers and I basically have like 4 meals a day. And that's like basically it. And I still enjoy every meal. Some people ask me, they're like, oh, doesn't that get boring and stuff? I enjoy every meal. Every meal tastes good. I basically eat until it doesn't taste good anymore. Then I'll just like, give it to my dog, or like I'll try and force myself to eat it because I don't want to throw it out. But every meal tastes really good. I fucking love steak and burgers. And, if you're about that, then you can follow the same thing. But again, you don't have to go as hard as I do. Definitely recommend adding creatine if you're a skinny guy trying to build muscle, because this one it's the most researched supplement on the market in terms of fitness. And so you don't have to worry about this causing any kind of problems. It's not like a steroid or some weird shit. This is I can't even remember the word right now. The creatine is something your body already produces, and you'll produce more of it if you have red meat. But I recommend just getting 5 grams a day and start taking it as soon as you're working out, and drink more water. Okay. So that's pretty much it for me, bro. I just really wanted to emphasize this diet here because I think you could really benefit from including it in yours, or at least just following it loosely. You will see massive gains similar to how I did. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments. If you want one-on-one coaching and you want me to talk to you more about the diet, you have some questions, you want to optimize your own kind of workout and get shredded fast so girls look at you when you're crossing the street, you can take cool mirror pics or send that one ab pic to a girl you want. I have my link in the description so you can book a call with me. I'd love to help you out. I've been taking on clients and it's been really fun. Not everyone's on the animal-based diet, and that's totally fine, bro. I can work with you still and, help you achieve your fitness goals, help you get shredded in 90 days. And I think that'd be really fucking cool, man. So if you're interested, link in the description. I fucking love you guys. Let's get it.